Welcome back to the Caribou Data Science channel. I'm taking a fourth look at the Swedish numbers, and this comes from a response to a post I made earlier. And she says, or the person says, where are these gaps in the data graphs data that is used in the dashboard in Johns Hopkins University? Okay, so here's the gap she's talking about, okay? Okay, now in all probability, uh, we don't see them over here, first of all, because we're not zoomed in enough. All right, and that's a bit of a problem, isn't it? Okay, let's come over here and let's run a few simple plots. This data actually is from this is actually from ourworldindata.org's Johns Hopkins University repository. Uh, uh, re, what's the word? Repository, not suppository, repository. Okay, and we don't need to worry about this. The main thing you need to worry about here. Well, actually, I've already did this, didn't I? Okay, let's get rid of this then. Since I actually did it up here. Okay, CMA and DMA. Okay, this is the important point here. This is just the straight data. Okay, this is the important point. This is using a 7-day moving average. Okay, what that basically means is, by the way, a moving average is a very common metric used in stock market analysis, investment analysis. Okay, basically what it does, it's going to take a an average of the first 7 days. And this is the critical part. And then it's going to roll forward 1 day and take another take another average for 7 days. Then it's going to roll forward a third day and take another 7-day average. Okay. And the reason you do this is to get rid of some of the volatility. Okay, which is a lot of volatility, particularly on say weekends. We look here, you go see that the numbers on weekends are actually much lower than the people than before. And the only problem is when in mid-August when they switched to only reporting numbers on Tuesday through Friday, it completely changed. Even a 7-day average doesn't do you a lot of good. Okay, uh, even a 14 doesn't do you a lot of good. So we can look for that in August. And what you see in August, also you see what appears to be this huge spike in cases and deaths that completely overwhelmed the numbers from back in April through June. And in my opinion, that is intentionally misleading. Because what you're going to see is you're going to see that your deaths have been declining since about June. You're going to see that your cases are actually lower than April, May, and June. Okay, so let's just run this plot here, run this script here, and take a look here. Okay. While we're waiting, let's come back over here. Let's take a look at Johns Hopkins University again. Now, I believe this plot here must be deaths. Let's come over here. Oh, okay, let's take a look. Here we go. Here's the main plot. This is for the world. So what we do here is we come down here and we look for Sweden. Okay. All right. Let's go over here. So now we're zooming in on Sweden here. Here's the daily case. Look, when you switch to this method here, it completely overwhelms these numbers back in here. All right. Let's zoom in here. Now, you notice you don't see any gaps here. And I believe, I'm not sure, but I believe they actually are using a 7-day moving average to try to eliminate some of the volatility. All right? Uh, log of cases, okay? Daily cases, okay? Did you really have over 30,000 cases in a single day? So you went from under 5,000 cases in a day to over 30,000? No. This number here, remember, is the total number of cases for Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. And to me, we have to ask, why are they doing this for? Why are they trying to hide from the Swedish people? Okay? Now this is deaths. This is supposed to be daily, but it's really not daily deaths. I actually believe it's a 7-day average. And you can see when you do a 7-day average, you're going to lose these gaps down here, right? You're going to lose the gaps. Okay? But look at this declining cases, deaths all along, clear up into October and even November. Your deaths were under 50 per day. And now I say, oh, look at this. Look at this massive spot. Listen to me, people of Sweden. You didn't have 250 deaths in a day. You don't go from here, 20 deaths, to here, 258 deaths. I'm here to tell you that you're doing a phenomenal job of keeping the COVID-19 deaths down. Okay, but now let's take a look. Let's actually take a look at some number here. MA not found. Oops. Damn. Okay. Okay. So now let's look back and look at the plots based on the John Hopkins data. Uh, just to emphasize, I believe on the website they're actually using a moving average of like 7 days, but on the actually reported on their GitHub repository, uh, they're actually not. They're actually those are still just the plain numbers. Oops, sorry, I misspelled that. Okay, so this is a 7-day moving average of cases beginning in April. You can see it is climbing up. But up here it tops out at about what is it, 4,000, about 7,000 for say a 7-day period. Remember, each one of these individual spots represents the average number of cases for the previous 7 days. Over here, your cases on average drop below 6,000. Now let's take a look at the actual number over here. Look at this. This number here says you had 32,000 cases on, well, December 29th. Let's take a look at December 29th and see exactly what day that is. December 29th, it's Tuesday. Okay, now do you understand what the problem is here? The problem isn't gaps in some of the data. Okay, the problem is using this method is deliberately exaggerating the numbers. All right, so let's come down here. Now let's look at this. Once again, look at this. Your deaths were way down here until, when was it? November 13th. Now they actually started doing this back in August. Let's see what's going on. Let's zoom in here and see exactly what we see. You start seeing these gaps in here. Those are the Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Okay. This is the total for Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. See the gaps? You understand now? That's the problem isn't over here. The fact of the matter is, okay, you had your deaths began declining back in April. Like interesting enough, everybody's deaths, it seems like worldwide, certainly U.S. deaths began declining at this same, almost the exact same week. Again, look at this decline in cases here and deaths. Look at this spike here. But if we take this and we use a smooth a 7-day moving average, all of a sudden it spikes to 75 deaths, and the spike is less than the April, May, June spike. Okay. Looks like I'm doing the same thing twice, doesn't it? Okay. Now, let's zoom in here to April. Now, look, you still see these spikes here. Okay. That's just the way it is. If we look at most of these dips here, okay, that's say 5-2. 5-2 Saturday. So the numbers were dipping anyway on the weekends. That's where you see those dips there. Okay. This is deaths for the same period of time. Okay. Okay. Actually, these plots should go afterwards. See, because these plots start on April. Okay. This is the moving average for deaths. You see deaths here topped out about 75, less than the spike back here. Wow, that's interesting. And this is okay. We need to fix something over here, I think, don't we? Okay. Oops, let's see. Let's do this. Okay. Let's just fix that up. See how this looks now. Okay. Okay. So this is the daily. Well, this actually says smooth average. What's this say over here? Okay. This is the smooth average for cases from April through October 1st. And here you can see is when the remember they started doing they started doing this Tuesday through Friday numbers back in August. So here you go, August, September, October. The numbers start to increase. Let's look at the data. Look what happened here. See what happened here? And you can also see these dips here are represent weekends. Over here, those gaps are Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Okay. But if you look at this, it looks like, oh my gosh, we're having more cases now than we had back in April, May, and June. No, I'm here to tell you, you don't have more cases now. In actual fact, you have fewer cases now than you did back in April, May, and June. What about deaths? Well, you can see here, there's the deaths. Again, this is a moving average. This is the deaths. All right, and you can see that your deaths are below 10 or 15 here as of October on a smooth average. Now look at this here. Now actually what's interesting, this doesn't appear to affect, but that still says 10 cases. Okay. Again, the gaps are the weekends. Okay. So I'm just doing this to give you something to think about. I'm also giving you the opportunity Now, I want to recommend two sources for you: Our World in Data and the John Hopkins page. I'm going to give you a link to it here. All right, this one here. All right, because you can look here at the cases. Your deaths are not increasing this much. Okay, I believe this is a deliberate attempt to manipulate the data to support a political position. Look at this here. The case you have now have not overwhelmed these. Look, this completely puts us completely out of proportion. The best you would have to do is try to do a log, maybe, but this isn't a log. Okay, so hopefully this does answer your questions, and if not, of course, you can always add a new comment. All right. So thanks so much for your time, and we'll catch you on the next report.